What's up, guys? Back here with a video for you guys. I got one of those 5 underrated metal record videos that I haven't done in a couple of months here. I just like to do one of these every once in a while. Sometimes I feel like nerding out about stuff I already have. I do a lot of collection updates, which seems to be pretty much what I have a problem with. But anyhow, let's get on into it. And the background is not a recommendation. I mean, it kind of is. Go listen to it anyway. It's a great record. This is Torture by Cannibal Corpse. I'm sure all of you guys already know this record. This is Scourge of Iron. That's currently going on in the background. So, we got a little stack of 5 here for you. And I'm going to start off coming in hot with Cold Waters of Anduin by Moongate's Guardian. Moongate's Guardian is a Russian black metal project formed in the 2000s. I believe it is 2 guys. It's a very consistent project to sound almost just exactly the same as Summoning. There are some extra bits of, kind of just regular atmospheric black metal influence in there, here and there. But it's definitely based in the love of Summoning, which, first off, get a load of that cover. I'll just show you guys the whole CD, why not? So the whole inside here is really sick. This is probably a little bit more fully produced than Summoning, I would say. It's definitely more of a thick sound, a much larger kind of dense soundscape. You know how kind of Summoning has like a thinner, I don't want to say tinniness to them, but a thinner guitar tone, and it doesn't sound as full and as dynamic. This has a lot more of a full dynamic sound to it. And one of the coolest parts on this particular record, they include a lot of covers. They do a lot of Summoning covers, they do some Blind Guardian covers, all that kind of fun stuff. But this one has a cover of Lady in Black by Uriah Heep. And if you guys don't know Uriah Heep, first off, go listen to Uriah Heep. But they do a really good version of that song. It's a classic song. And you know what? I never really thought it would translate so well into this kind of nerd fodder epic black metal style. It's really, really interesting. Definitely go check out Moongate's Guardian if you guys haven't done so. Next is a death metal record. This is In Glory We March Towards Our Doom by Sanguis Imperium. This is a Hell's Headbangers release from a couple of years ago. This is an American death metal band, I believe, that is absolutely awesome. I believe that's a statue of Caesar with a skull over it. I don't remember. But as you might have guessed by now, this is a Roman-themed death metal band. Very cool, nice heavy cardstock on here. Yeah, it's a really, I don't want to call it, maybe a little sludgy, old school sort of death metal release. Got some brutal tinges. It has a lot of, I think, good applicable comparisons to Immolation. And so if kind of a Roman Immolation sounds right up your alley, there's some really cool interludes all throughout this record. It's also a very dense and thick sounding album. For whatever reason, it didn't sell all that well, because it's in the 333 sale at Hell's Headbangers right now. So if you guys think this sounds interesting, maybe you guys got a cart built or something, pick this guy up. It's such a great record. This band is certainly underrated. I really like that cover art as well. So, Sanguis Imperium. Next is one I was really excited to talk about. This is actually a split. With 2 bands being Ives and Mort. You guys have probably, if you guys have followed me on Instagram, I've posted about this thing before. This is out on Boue Records, or Boue, however that's pronounced. So this is a split between Ives being a blackened punk rock band and Amort being a kind of harsh, noisy funeral doom band. But this is a concept release, which is absolutely awesome. So they have this image of this terrifying woman all over the place. I'm going to read you guys the concept here. First off, there is, how many songs from Eyes? There's 6 songs from Ives to the one Amort song. And it makes good sense. So, I'll read on the back here. This is what the concept for this split is. On March 21st, 1901, after receiving an anonymous letter, the police found a 52-year-old woman who had been sequestered for 25 years at Rue de la Visitation in Pt.4, France. I don't know how to pronounce that place, but you guys get what I mean. The room where she had been held was locked and had an unbearably strong smell. Blanche-Monnier was found naked, lying on a dirty mattress covered and surrounded by piles of decay and rats running everywhere. She looked like a horrible monster, really scrawny, 52.4 kilograms, with very long hair and nails. She was only able to make weird and scary screams that nobody could understand. The sequestrers, Mr. Monnier and her son, Marcel Monnier, were judged and sentenced to prison. The story got known by the media and it was quite complex. The trial became one of the biggest cases of its time. After a year in the hospital, Blanche-Monnier left Poitiers to a psychiatric hospital in Blois, France, where she died in 1913. Blanche never got the reason back. She was strange until her death. During the trial, the audience was screaming to Marcel Monnier and Mr. Monnier are mort. So this is an actual photo of the woman right there, which is absolutely wild. Yeah, they apparently shaved her head in the mental hospital. And it's filthy, man. So like you hear this black punk, which obviously is a genre that just sounds gross. And it's just so good. It really fits with the style here. It really makes good sense. And you know, the contrast between like a harsh noise funeral doom and blackened punk is definitely an odd one. But I would definitely call it a welcome kind of transition in between the two genres. Certainly go check out this split, Ives and Amort, if you have not. I got put in a cannibal mood this morning. I watched the new J-Dog video. He showed some cool bootlegs. And Hammerheart Metal Reviews put out a video today about his 15 favorite cannibal songs. It got me hyped, man. Especially on this like mid kind of Fisher era. I shouldn't call Torture mid. This is like 2014. But you know what I mean. Next, a Swedish band, The Secret Doctrine by Morgana Le Fay. This is a great kind of progressive power metal album, I guess you might call it, but it's kind of a lot more than that. This band has some pretty power metal-y tinges to them, but it's a really groovy based band. It seems as if they've really kind of nailed the groove metal without being annoying about it, which in itself I think is an accomplishment, considering, you know, Machine Head is groove metal and Machine Head's possibly the worst band in human history. But these guys do really good with their grooves. It's kind of slow. They have some kind of ballady songs on here. I would compare this a lot to maybe some of the mid-era Savatage, maybe. You know, Edge of Thorns. Maybe not as light as Edge of Thorns, but Gutter Ballet. I could definitely see some comparisons getting drawn. There's also some thrashy parts, and it just really holds this kind of mystical atmosphere, because I really like the front cover to this one. Hang on, I'll show you guys everything again. Yeah, this really sick front cover. Big fan of that. Just all the lyrics and stuff in here. It just sounds, you know, it's wizard music. It's power metal, but it's kind of weird, and it's a little out there. It's an interesting listen. I think I've sent this to a couple of friends, so you guys probably already know about this at this point, but definitely check out Morgana Le Fay's with The Secret Doctrine. Last one, a band that I literally hate everything else that they've ever put out. This is Folksang by Merker. I've hated everything else that this band's ever done, but this one in particular really, really impresses me. I don't know what it is about their early Merker stuff where it's kind of like sort of black metal. I don't really like the shoegazy, hipstery black metal. Like I like some of them, like Alcest is cool. I I don't love it. It's not my favorite thing. You know, I don't like Death Heaven. I don't like Liturgy. I'm okay with Eric Curry for the Sky. It's just not my favorite thing in the world. I do love Falls Auroros, and I do love the later Air Panopticon, which has a little bit of that post-rock influence, but there's something about that like early Merker stuff that really kind of rubs me the wrong way. But this is a Norse folk album, and if you guys know me, that is a quick way to my heart. I am always ready to hear some good folk music. I really, really like hearing all the different traditional instruments being, you know, let's see what they are in here. There are vocals, piano, Nick Bilharpa, lyre, violin, guitar, a frame drum, mandola, percussion, cello, viola, Shrek harpa, percussion, choir, and additional vocals. So it's not the craziest, you know, most like hurdy-gurdy nerd folk, but it's a really interesting listen. And I do like the videos she puts on YouTube where she does like ancient Danish cattle calls and stuff like that. I'm a sucker for that kind of thing, man. I really like that super dorky kind of history music fan stuff. Probably something to do with college, but I just think it's so cool. So if you guys have hated Merker thus far, bring it, you know, take it from me as a convert to being a fan of at least this album. Go check this out. So that'll be 5 of these. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys go ahead and check out all this stuff. If you like it, leave it in the description. I'll catch you later. Keep it greasy.